So why Cuba? Why Black Men Smile? There are a couple things. I think that I want to use the platform Black Men Smile to carry out its mission of celebrating the way we see ourselves as Black men. And when you ask this question, how do we see ourselves, you have to ask what is going into the shaping of our perception of ourselves. What travel does is it allows you to get a perspective of yourself outside of the stimuli that has gone so much into shaping that view that you've come to accept. You've come to accept and understand, here's my role in society, here's my placement alongside the other people who I share citizenship with. I'm pretty comfortable and pretty confident and can tell you pretty well how other people perceive me in a U.S. context. But what travel does is it shifts that lens. It gives you an opportunity to have to reorient, if you will, to the experience of being who you are and to offer you a new experience of who other people are. Traveling to Cuba and the places that I think Black Men Smile will emphasize traveling to are places that also have a history of being influenced by the African communities, countries where African diasporic expressions bubble up in the culture and the life of those communities. So Cuba, it is overwhelmingly, undeniably true that Africanisms, the expression of Blackness, pervade the culture and life of the island. The Spaniards enslaved millions of Africans in Cuba, just as the Europeans enslaved millions of Africans in North America. And as a Black man to travel, as Black men traveling to Cuba, we were able to see what is the impact of that on contemporary manifestations of our humanity. What are the ways in which Blackness and Black masculinity are expressed, are challenged, are critiqued, are suppressed? What might be critical reflections that we make when we see that in other people? What freedom might we gain in learning lessons from another context that we can bring back? How can we, in even more ways than we have already been doing, if not shift, certainly make more complex the narrative that we've written for ourselves and that we have written for us? It's also an opportunity, in a less heady way, it's an opportunity to provide a demographic of our society, i.e. Black men, an opportunity to do something that a lot of us don't do for all kinds of reasons. Economic, just fear, all kinds of reasons. Being a bridge over that hump between I thought about going somewhere that will require a passport and actually getting on the plane and doing it, I think that we can help facilitate. It's organized for you. You don't have to think like, I never traveled anywhere. Where am I going to stay? Are those people nice over there? Are there, all these questions that impose barriers, and a lot of people, much less Black men, providing an opportunity to bridge that is part of our objective. As well as, but related, we want to, through increased funding and through kind of getting better and better at this, not just be the bridge, but be the everything for Black men who've never left the country, who don't even hold passports. To be like, okay, because of Black Men Smile, you now own a passport. You took your first international trip. You now aren't limited by self-imposed and otherwise imposed barriers that stop you from becoming a global citizen and really engaging in a global critical dialogue. Something about exposure to others in difference, regardless of who you are, provides I think for a very valuable learning opportunity and experience that you otherwise wouldn't gain. I think lastly, it's also something that provides for a very profound bonding opportunity when an entire group of people are, and this can be done by retreats, going hiking, camping, climbing, doing a zip line, whatever it is that takes you from your normal environment to an environment where there's a forced but a willingly accepted vulnerability, a vulnerable space. And travel does that because you have to kind of, okay, we got to stick together. We don't know what's going on. It's kind of like it creates a sense of tribe. We are what is most familiar to each other, and we very quickly form bonds and make associations with each other that allow us to be able to it fosters and develops a sense of trust that allows for all these other positive things. Really quickly travel. There are all kinds of things that can do it, but I found on this trip that just the act of we are who we are. When we all sat together on the plane, when we landed, we all were looking around like, okay, where are we? We shared meals together. We exhibited courage and fear together through the different things that we did, horseback riding and something about that kind of the foreign nature of our reality caused us to connect to each other in a way. To that point, none of us had experience with each other, even though I've known some of these guys for years. It was led to a very transformative encounter.